Today we have a session for the GCC countries. Myself, Ram Kumar, I'm working as a NRI product manager, uh, working as a NRI product manager and having a rich experience to interact with the NRI client. Believe in today's session, you have a better understanding about ICC Direct 3-in-1 account, and you would be able to take maximum out of it from this session. I mean, through the understanding of this session. This session has been divided into the three parts. First, 20 to 25 minutes, we'll discuss about the ICC Direct NRI 3-in-1 account proposition. Then, for next 20 to 25 minutes, we'll discuss about the website. So, under the website demo, we will give you the idea how to place the order, how to select the account, best features of ICC Direct account, and in case of you are looking for the share transfer from pins to non-pins, then how you can transfer it through the online. Then my message, I mean, if there is any delay or any clarity, if you're looking for that, then in that case you can check the my message. Uh, Post that, tedious discussion will happen. So in this session we'll discuss about all these things point, and at the end we will take the query from the chat box if any left uncovered during the session. So request you, if you have any the query where you didn't get the clarity, please drop your query under the chat box. So we will take the query from the chat box. So let's start the session from the ICC Direct NRI account 3-in-1 proposition. So, I mean, before that, just wanted to give you the background about it. Uh, I mean, so what kind of investor? I mean, whenever we are interacting with the NRI client, then we can understand what kind of expectation they are keeping on. There should be some checkpoint before investing into the equity markets. So there is a few things investor is looking from the broker or service provider. That is the age of transaction. Then they are looking for a single platform from where they can do all kind of transaction, and they are looking for platforms where there should be there should not be any delay in the payout, and if any clarity they are looking for, then there should be someone who can help him and who can guide him to understand the process. So in ICC Direct, we are standing up at all the expectation of the client, and we are providing the services. So during the session, we'll understand what are the proposition we have and how you can use ICC Direct website. So let's start with the why NRI prefer ICC Direct account. So as we were discussing, the expectation of the client is they are looking for platforms from where they can do all kind of transaction. So if any investor is looking for equity transaction, they can do it from ICC Direct platforms. So we have a single user ID and password for all kind of investment product. If you are interested for the equity, you can do it from the ICC Direct platforms. If you are looking for the future and option transaction, you can do the transaction from the ICC Direct account. If you are looking for the derivative transaction, ICC Direct will help you to deal in the derivatives in future and option. If you wanted to apply for the IPO, ICC Direct will help you to apply for the IPO in the ETF also. So all kind of financial product which is available for the NRI, you can do it from the ICC Direct platforms with a single user ID, and I mean with the single user ID. Now the challenges comes for the NRI uh, because of they are having two types of bank account, NRE and NRO. So ICICI Direct is providing the segregation of the NRE and NRO, and as the incomes comes from the India, that they are maintaining under the NRO, and whatever the income they are generating from out of India, they are maintaining under the NRE. So that is with the reference of the banking purpose, with the reference of investment purpose, they are doing the transaction. I mean, they are allowed to do the transaction where we have to report to the RBI. So one kind of transaction they are doing where broker need to report the transaction of the investor to RBI, and there is another type of transaction where we don't need to report the transaction. So like equity secondary market transaction, we have to report to the RBI. So where reporting is required, all the transaction is getting routed through the PINS account, and where reporting is not required, likely like primary market transaction or derivatives, future and option, ETF, IPO, this transaction is getting routed through the non-PINS account. So we have a segregation of the NRE and NRO on the basis of investment pattern or investment allowed. We have a segregation of PINS and non-PINS account. So if you're looking for the equity transaction and wanted to use NRE funds, then we have a separate NRE pins and non-pins account. If you wanted to use equity purchasing the shares and wanted to use Indian funds for the same, we have a NRO pins account. And all the pins, I mean NRE pins, NRE non-pins, NRO pins and non-pins, all account will comes under the single user ID. Next things which client is looking for, particularly for the NRI, where we have a time difference. I mean, Indian financial market time, not necessary that will suit to the other countries also. So we have introduced GTT order facility, good till trade option, where you can place your order at any point of time. So if you are looking for placing your order in a night or any times, you can place your order through the GTT. GTT order will accept, and whenever the price will get triggered, I mean, touch as per your requirement, your transaction will get completed. This order will be valid for entire year. So how you can take maximum out of it? So just think about it. If any companies which is trading at 1,000 rupees and you wanted to purchase at 900 rupees, or you wanted to purchase at 850 rupees, so you can place your order at 800, 850 or 900 rupees as per your requirement through the GTT, and whenever the price will reach at your desired rate, then your order will get executed. Many investor is looking for the accumulation of the shares. uh, so we have a SIP order facility for purchasing any particular shares on regular basis. It's depend upon you. If you are looking for the buying of particular shares on daily basis, we have a provision to buy it through on day-to-day basis. I mean on daily basis. If you are looking for purchasing, accumulating the shares on fortnightly basis, then the option is available on fortnightly basis. If you are looking for purchasing the particular shares on monthly basis, then option is available for monthly basis. So I mean, if it's totally depend upon you how you wanted to accumulate the shares and what kind of investment you wanted to do. If you are looking for the quantity base, I mean, you wanted to purchase 5 shares on daily basis, on fortnightly basis, monthly basis, then you can place the order for. You can place the order under the ACP systematic equity plan for particular shares on daily basis, on monthly basis. If you wanted, you are comfortable with the amount basis. I mean, if you wanted to put 5,000 in particular stocks on monthly basis or daily basis or fortnightly basis, you can choose amount basis also. I mean, then next thing which comes, there is a challenge comes for the NRI, that is related to the TDS. ICIC provide you the platforms where there is no paperwork activity is involved. So we are providing the payout post the TDS. Your involvement is less. I mean, each and everything will be taken care by the ICC securities. Now, sometimes you are in the urgent need of the money, right? You even though you have an investment, but you don't have option to get the payout. So ICICI Direct platforms will help you to get the payout within 5 minutes. So we have a EATM facility under the selling option. Through that, you can sell the shares and payout will be given to you within 5 minutes. So amount will get credited in your bank account within 5 minutes. ICICI Securities is providing a dedicated servicing team as per the country time zone. So if some client is looking for services in as per their country time zone, take an example for the US or any countries in the evening or in the night, we have a team who can call the clients. So we have a servicing team who's calling or providing the services as per their country time zone. And other than that, if you are looking for any service supports, I mean, help from our service team, customer service team. Then we have a dedicated NRI help desk and live chat option available, which is available 24 by 7. As we were discussing, the major hurdle for the NRI is related to the TDS, where the concern comes. Client is getting some difficulties in the TDS, but in the ICC securities, we have automated settlement process where all the transaction which you are, buying from ICC securities and selling it from ICC securities, we are giving the payout as per the settlement time. We deduct the TDS. We have the we have the source of cost of acquisition, and long-term, short-term record is also available with us. So there is no delay from our side. Settlement will happen as per the payout facility. If you are opting for the EATM facilities, then within 5 minutes, you will get the payout. Then ICC securities have a facility where your short-term losses get carried forward for the entire financial year, which will get adjusted from your future profits. So if you made any short-term losses in the April, that will get carried forward till the March. And in future, if you made any profit, that will get adjusted from your April losses. As we have discussed, we have EATM facilities. So there is no delay, or we are not holding the fund of the client. The payout will be given as per the settlement times. So under the EATM, the payout will comes within 5 minutes. If you have opted normal transaction, then as per the process, as per the settlement time, that is a T plus 2 days, your payout will be given. Whatever the fund we are crediting in the NRE account, so payout will be given in repatriable account with the CS certification. So your involvement is also not required here. And for the TDS, whatever the TDS we are deducting, we are issuing a TDS certificates which you can download it from ICICIdirect platforms. For the benefit of all, just will give you the brief idea what are the tax slab. So for the equity long term, tax slab is a 10%, including surcharge and education cess. It will be 11.96%. So for the long term, ICICIdirect will deduct the TDS with the rate of 11.96. For the short term, the rate would be applicable 17.94. For the long term ETF and all, the tax rate would be applicable 28.5%. For the short term, this rate would be applicable 42.74%. For the future and option transaction, the tax rate would be applicable 42.74%. If any shares which you are selling through the non-pins account, that non-pins account, that means you have not purchased the shares or you have transferred the shares from somewhere else. In that case, we don't have a record. So we are asking to provide you the record for providing you the payout facilities. So under the record, we are asking for the demat transaction statement and cost of acquisition to validate it for the long term or short term or purchasing price of the shares. Many of you before becoming an NRI, I believe you have started investment as a RI also. So this will give you the idea how NRI account is different than the NRI account is different than the RI account. As we comes to know that there is no reporting in the RI, so they are allowed to have a multiple trading account in the NRI. PIS approval is required, so they are keeping only one account. TDS not applicable in case of the RI account, but in the NRI we deduct the TDS. There is no repatriation of the funds in case of the RI, but in the NRI we have option of NRO and NRE, and in the NRE we have to repatriation is required for giving the payout in the NRE account. All the financial market products, so any product which is available in the financial market, RI investor can do the transaction, but for the NRI we have a selected products. So there is a few products which are where RI investor can do the transaction, but NRI are not allowed to do the transaction, like commodity and currency. This product is not available for the NRI. So this is the country-wise grade. So equity is will be applicable. I mean, equity is enabled for all NRI. Whether we don't have a restriction boundary-wise. I mean, across the world, equity is enabled. Any NRI client, if opening the account, equity will be enabled for them. For the future and option, it is also enabled for all NRI. Only challenge is that for the future and option, you need to have a NRO non-PINS account. Then ETF, for the ETF also, I mean, it's enabled for all NRI. For the mutual fund, we have a restriction for the US and Canada. For West client, this product is enabled. For the IPO also, it is enabled for all NRI except US and Canada client. Then we have a different kinds of account. What kind of transaction you can do it from all the different types of account. Will give you the brief idea about it. So we'll give you the brief idea about it. So we have a NRE PINS account. So through the NRE PINS account, you can purchase the shares, equity transaction. I mean, NRE PINS will allow you to do the secondary market transaction, purchasing the shares, and NRO PINS also will allow you to do the transaction in the secondary markets. To the NRE non-PINS, a transaction which are not allowed through the PINS account, all those transactions will get routed to the non-PINS account. So in simple terms, what you can consider, secondary market transaction can be done through the PINS account, where you have purchased the shares from ICICIdirect account. I mean, if you have purchased the shares, sale transaction will also allowed from the PINS account. If you have not purchased from our platforms, then all those transactions will allowed through the non-PINS account. And other than this selling of those shares, primary market transaction is allowed through the non-PINS account. So mutual fund transaction, you can do it through the non-PINS account. IPO, you can apply for the IPO through the non-PINS account, and ETF, all you can do it through the non-PINS account. Same with the NRO non-PINS also. So whatever the transaction is allowed through the NRE PINS account, all those transactions is also allowed through the NRO non-PINS account. Additionally, you would be able to do the future and option transaction through the NRO non-PINS account. So if you are looking for doing future and option transaction, for that you need to have a NRO non-PINS account. Why we have this kind of combination? Because see, we have a segregation of bank account. So NRE, whatever the source of fund you have from the out of India, all those comes under the NRE account, and whatever the source of income you have from the India, all those funds comes under the NRO. And PINS and non-PINS trading account define you. There is a transaction where a broker or service provider have to report your transaction to the RBI. So where reporting is required, all those transactions will get routed through the PINS account, like a secondary market transaction. And where reporting is not required, like a mutual funds, IPO, ETF, and ESOP, any bonus shares where reporting has been not done, all those transactions can be routed through the non-PINS account. So that is the segregation we have. So under the same custody, you will get all this kind of account, and you can select it for doing the transaction as per your investment grade or as per your transaction pattern. Then we have a pricing. So you can understand there is a multiple activity involved in the NRI. In spite of it, we have a best pricing in the industries where we are offering less brokerage, that is a 20 basis point. So we have I mean, membership plan, that is a prime membership plan. So under this, we have a 4 variant. Start with the 1,999, and the best offering in this, we have a 11,999. So other than the 1,999, all prime have a validity of lifetime. In 1,999, it's a valid. I mean, you need to renewal it on annual basis. And under 1,999, our offering is in the cash, it's a 50 basis points. So if you are purchasing a shares of 1 lakh, then 500 will get charged as a brokerage. And other than that, there is a cess and all. And if you are opting a membership plan of 11,999, in that our offering is a 20 basis points. So if you're purchasing a shares of 1 lakh rupees, in that case, we will charge a brokerage of 200 rupees. So post this, if I mean, how you can do the transaction. So through this, we will give you the website demo. You can understand the website, how to place the order, how to select the account. So for that, you need to visit ICICIdirect.com, and then you can click on the login option. Then this page will comes where you need to enter your user ID and password. Post that, you will get OTP on your register email ID, which you can validate it. Then you would be able to log in your account. If you are getting some challenges, I mean, you don't have your credential, then in the bottom you can see we have given travel login option. You can click on that and you can reset the password also. Option is given. If you wanted to log in through the QR code, you can do it. Option is also given over here. Once you log in your ICC Direct account, then this page will comes. On the right corner, you can see your account number will reflect, where you just need to click on that for selecting the account. So, I mean, which account you need to select it, what kind of transaction you wanted to do it, you need to decide it from here. Once you click on the account option, then this option will comes where you need to click on the select account. And once you click on the select account, then all the accounts, whatever the account you are possessing, uh, I mean, you have in the ICC Direct, it will reflect over here. What kind of transaction you can do it, even though if you, I mean, if you wanted to get the clarity, sometimes you are you wanted, I mean, which account is required for what kind of transaction. In the bottom you can see we have given that option. So non-pins NRO allow you to do the investment in the mutual funds, IPO, and selling shares which you have not purchased from our platforms, and allow future on option trading. So as per the below grid, I mean, what kind of transaction you wanted to do, you can select the account and you can move further. Then we have a order placement page. So once you select the accounts, whether you're selecting NRE pins or NRO pins, for doing the equity transaction, you need to select the pins account. Next things will come, which account you need to select, whether you're selecting NRO or NRE. I mean, it's depend upon your source of fund. If you wanted to use your NRO funds, for that you need to select NRO pins. If you wanted to use NRE, then you need to select NRE pins account. So once you click on the stocks and place order, then this page will comes where you need to select the exchange. So you need to select exchange. It's up to you which exchange you wanted to select, NSE or BSE. Uh, I mean, it's totally depend upon you. On the right side, we are able to show you the price also. So if you are finding if there is any difference in the price in NSE and BSE, you can select as per the pricing as per your benefits. Then action, I mean, if you wanted to purchase, as you are purchasing the shares, then you can go ahead with the buy. Under the stocks, you just need to type the name of the company. The drop down option will comes and you can select. So even though if you're not aware about the stock code, you just need to type the name of the company. If you wanted to purchase a State Bank of India, you can type it. If you wanted to purchase some other banks, or if you wanted to purchase some other stocks, any stocks, I mean, then in that case, you just type a name of the company. Option will reflect over there. Then quantity, how much quantity you wanted to purchase, then pricing. If you wanted to put some limit price, then you can go ahead with the limit price. If you wanted to go ahead with the market, then you can select market also. Then click on the buy option. Once you are clicking on the buy, then order acknowledgement page will comes where entire detail will reflect. So entire detail will reflect, and if you are finding whatever the details you have entered that is correct, then you can click on the proceed option. then confirmation page, where you would be able to see the flow of this the I mean flow of the transaction also. So once your transaction will get completed, on the right side we have given the option from where you can check when your portfolio will get updated, when you can download the contract note, demat account, when the shares will get credited in the demat account, and when the amount will get deducted from your bank account. So this is the order confirmation page. If you are looking for the status of this order, then you can see in the this page. So how you can check it? You just need to click on the stocks, then order book. Then you can see here whether the transaction has been completed or not, or anything, or uh, if you wanted to modify your order, then you can modify it. So modify and cancel, both the option is given over here. So you can click on and you can take the action. If transaction is completed, then your transaction will reflect under the trade book. If you are looking for any past transaction also, then we have a given the period from where you can do some filtration on that. And as per your tenor, you can select the timing. Then we have a GTT order facilities, which we are discussing. That is more relevant for you guys, where there is a time difference, and you wanted to purchase the shares at your decided rate, not at the market rate. Then we have a GTT facilities, good till trade. So under the how you can place it. So you just need to select the exchange, then action. If you wanted to purchase the shares, then you need to go ahead with the buy. If you wanted to place buy order only, then go ahead with the single trigger type. At this rate you wanted to purchase, and then the stock and quantity you can mention. So if you wanted to purchase any shares which is trading at 500 rupees, you wanted to purchase at 300 rupees, you can mention 300 under the trigger price. Once the 300 will get touched, then your transaction will get completed. So under the trigger price, you need to mention the desired price, and in the limit price, you can make a difference of 1 or 2 points. So if you wanted to purchase some shares under the at 300 rupees, you can mention 300 is a trigger price, and under the limit price you can put 1 2 rupees higher. So it will get trigger in the range of 300 to 301 if you are putting that. For selling the shares, or once you completed the transaction, then you wanted to do the sale transaction, then we have option to place selling orders, or at the same time you can put the stop loss trigger price also. So the expectation of the client is, I wanted to purchase these shares at 300. If any stocks is trading at 500 rupees, and you wanted to purchase at 300 rupees, and later on you are thinking that once the transaction will get completed at 300 rupees, I wanted to sell at 500 rupees. But if the stock is not moving as per my expectation, and it is going down, then in that case I will not wait for further correction below than that 250 rupees. So we have a provision to place your sale order. So in this page itself, you can see, you can select exchange NSE, action sale, and then trigger under the trigger type, you can go ahead with the OCO, once cancel other. So you can select OCO, then stocks, quantity, then you can mention the trigger price. I mean, what is the bottom range, I mean, a till rate which you are looking for holding the shares. So you have purchased the shares at 300 rupees and you wanted to wait till 250 only. So under the trigger price, you can put 250, and then limit price, you can mention just 1 2 rupees here and there. I mean, so if you are putting 250 is a trigger price, then you can go ahead with the 248. Then under the target price, as you wanted to sell the shares at 500 rupees because you have purchased at 300 rupees, then under the target price, you can mention 500 rupees. And in the limit, you can mention 1 rupees lesser than that. So in this scenario, what will happen? So if the shares, you have completed the transaction at 300 rupees, and the price of those stock, I mean that stock will go to 500 rupees, your sales order will get completed. I mean the system will place the sale order and it will get executed, and whatever the order you have put it for the stop loss, system at the same time will cancel this order also. So you no need to track it what I have done in the past. System will take care each and everything. In same scenario also, if the stock has been corrected more than a 50 point, I mean corrected 50 points, and you have set a trigger price of 250 rupees. So if it is going further down, then in that scenario, the system will sell your shares at 250 rupees, and whatever the limit price you have put it, I mean target price you have put it, that will get cancelled by the system itself. So that is a benefit of the GTT order. So the in the beginning itself, you can take action. What kind of transaction you wanted to do it? You wanted to purchase the shares at 300 rupees. You wanted to sell the shares at 500 rupees, and you wanted to put a trigger price. I mean stop loss. You will not take more than a 50 rupees loss in these stocks. So all these three order will get placed at a time only. You can place your order. If you are looking for the more clarity further, I mean if you wanted to get in more detail about the GTT, on the right side you can see there is a more option is given, so you can check the entire details from there. Then next things which will comes, I mean if you have purchased the shares, right, many times you are getting option system is not allowing you to do the sale transaction, and system is giving you the message please transfer the shares to non-pins account. So see, in the beginning itself, we have discussed, right? If you have not purchased the shares from our platforms, in that case, system will not allow you to do the sale transaction. You can place the sale order from other platforms. So, I mean, you have purchased the shares from other platforms and you have transferred the holding with ICC direct account. In that scenario, you need to complete the sale transaction through the non-pins account. But you have transfer, either you have transfer in the pins account or you have purchased the shares and later on company has given you the bonus shares which also has been credited in the pins account, but system is not allowing you, or you don't have option to sell the shares. So you need to transfer through the non-pins account. So this is a step which you need to follow. But there is a recently changes happen where before completing this step, I mean before the initiating the share transfer from ICC direct platforms, you need to add beneficiary in NSDL SPD. Now, once you log in your ICC direct account, so we have given the option, you will get a pop-up how to add beneficiary in SPD. So option will be given, pop-up will comes once you go into the share transfer process pins to non-pins option. In the meantime, I'll just guide you how to transfer the shares. For that, you need to just select the pins account, NRE pins account, go into the stocks, then go into the demat holding. So step one, stocks. Step two will be demat holding. Then holding will reflect over here. Then on the right side, you can see there is option of transfer to non-pins account. So once you click on the transfer to non-pins account, then the option will comes whatever the shares is applicable for transferring, those all shares, all those shares will reflect under this screen. You can transfer in the non-pins account. Once you complete the transfer process, then the shares will start reflecting in the non-pins account. Then we have a research option. So if you are looking for any clarity uh, on the research, if you are looking for any support from our side, we are providing research recommendation. We have a dedicated research team, and where we have a coverage of more than 200 companies. Uh, uh, so you can refer our research recommendation on the basis of investment horizon. I mean, if you're looking for the short term, medium term, long term, you can uh, 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 we have given the bifurcation. You can see on the left side, medium terms option is given. So once you click on that, then all the option will come short term, medium terms, long term. So short term means either we are providing a weekly call or monthly calls. For the medium terms, these recommendation, I mean, the period would be 3 months or 6 months. For more than a year, that all the shares will comes under the long term. If you wanted to see the performance of our research, on the right corner you can see we have given the option of research performance scorecard. So you can click on that and you can see the research performance scorecard. Then we have a if you are looking for any clarity, I mean, if you wanted to check that why I need to purchase this shares, on what basis ICICI has recommended to buy these stocks, right? So the detail would be mentioned over here. So you just need to click on the read more option. You will be able to see the entire details. I mean, what was the reason for suggesting to purchase these shares? What is the reason for purchasing these shares, and what is the background of it? So under the research, you can see the details, and as per your convenience, if you wanted to purchase the shares for the long term or short term, you can do the transaction as per your comfort. I mean, as per your investment horizon. Then we have given a notification option. I mean, my message. So my message is important for all the scenario where if the shares is getting delayed. I mean, many times if you have purchased the shares and you are not able to see the shares under the demat holding, you need to check the my message. So why there was a delay? Whether the I mean, we have not received the holding from the other party, we will give you the update. If there is a delivery shortfall, option will be given to you. If you have purchased some shares, I mean, if you did the sale transaction, you have not received the payout, what was the reason for getting the delay? Message will be available. If any notification is comes, if any the confirmation will comes, you need to refer the my message. So you would be able to see the details under the my message. Under the my message will give you the all kind of information for the shares delay, payout delay, and if anything required from your side, we'll update you in the same. So if client is looking for, I mean, if client is looking for derivative transaction, what is required from their side? So if you wanted to deal in the derivatives, for that you need to have a NRO, non-pins account, which is mandatory for doing the future and option trading. For the derivative transaction, client should have a CP code, which can be generated only with the one broker. So for the derivative transaction, you need to have only one account with any one broker. You can activate future and option at the time of account opening or post account opening. Both option will be given to you. If you wanted to activate future and option at the time of account opening, along with the account opening, so you need to submit the financial document along with the account opening forms. If you wanted to, I mean, you have already opened the account and you wanted to activate future and option, then there is a two possibility. On the basis of your account vintage, I mean, if you have opened your account before 6 months, then simply you can log in your ICICIdirect account and go into the terms and condition under the settings, or directly you can click on the future and option and accept the terms and condition. Future and option activation will get completed. So for that, you just need to select NRO non-pins account. So once you click on the NRO non-pins account, then you can go into settings and accept the terms and condition or future and option, and you can do the transaction. Even though if you can activate it through by clicking on the future and option also, so you need to select the future and option, I mean NRO non-pins account, go into the future and option, and then click on the place order. Then system will give you the pop-up to accept terms and condition, and post acceptance you can do future and option trading. If your account is a less than a 6 month old and you wanted to enable future and option in your account, then in that case, we have a F&O enablement forms which you need to fill. You can drop a mail, or once you click on the settings, then this option will be given to you. If there is any concern, you can directly write a mail to NRI@ICICIdirect account for enabling the future and option. So the team will share you the uh, forms. You need to sign it and fill the details and share it on the scan basis. And then along with these forms, you need to submit financial proof. And post that, the team will enable future and option for your account. So once it will get completed, then you can do the future and option trading. Then there is some few important points which we have discussed during the session. So we have discussed about the EATM facility. So EATM payout will be given to you 76%. So whatever the transaction you are doing, so from that 76% payout will be given to you within 5 minutes, and post that, as per the settlement time, you'll get rest of the money. So if you did a sale transaction of uh, 1 CR and you were allowed to do the sale transaction at the EATM of 1 CR, then 76% of 1 CR will be given to you within 5 minutes, and rest amount will get settled on T+2 basis. EATM is enabled for NRE pins account, NRO pins account, and NRO non-pins account, uh, as giving you the payout under the NRE non-pins account required additional proof of repatriation. So under the NRE non-pins, EATM facility is not enabled. For the rest of the money, payout will be given as per the settlement time. So if you have purchased the shares from our platforms, we will give you the payout within the T+2 days. I mean, so if you have used EATM facility, so 76% payout will be given to you within 5 minutes, and in the under the 24%, whatever the charges is applicable, that will get deducted, and then will give you the payout on T+2 basis. But if you have transferred the holdings from somewhere else, or you have you receive the shares as a ESOP, or through the any other mode, then in that case, we'll ask you the proof of, I mean, we require cost of purchase, demat ledger, and if you are selling the shares under the NRE non-pins, then we require whether you have used the NRE funds or NRO funds. If any sale transaction, I mean, if you did the sale transaction and there is a payout delay, in that case, and you don't have a proof, right? But you have transferred the shares in ICICIdirect platforms before 31st Jan 2018, then in that case, your mail confirmation. So simply you can write a mail on the our help desk, like nri@iccidirect.com. You can consider grandfathering clause for my transaction. That is sufficient for giving you the payout. As we have discussed, for transferring the shares from pins to non-pins, first you need to the add beneficiary in case of the share transfer from pins to non-pins. Then if there is a delay in payout, or uh, uh, the payout of the shares or funds, then in that case you can check my message. So if you are looking for, I mean, then if you are looking for any supports, then we have a dedicated live chat option, and uh, toll-free number is also available for GCC, as this is dedicated for the GCC countries. So you can call on this number, or you can write a mail, or you can uh, you can call on above number also. So lab chat option is available, dedicated email ID is available, and toll-free number is also available. So if you have any queries which you are looking for that, then you can drop your query under the chat box. We will cover that. We have a query from the Jitesh. When we sell, always there are two payments. What is the logic of paying twice? How is the TDS created? So, see, as I told you, if you are using Jitesh, if you are using the EATM facilities, so within the 5 minutes, we will give you the payouts of 76%. Post that, we'll do the calculation, and the brokerage rate will be charged from the rest of the amount. And if TDS is applicable, then that is also getting charged. And so that is a reason for giving you the payout in two tranches. And if we don't have a document, in that case also we are asking for the document from your side. We have a So if you are looking for any clarity on any product, then forum is open. You can drop your query under the chat box, and we will answer you on the same. So Jitesh, see, if you are, yeah. So Jitesh, if you are opting normal process, then in that case, payout will be given to you. Payout will be given to you on T plus 2 day basis, where tax rate is applicable. If tax is TDS is not applicable, then in that case, we'll give you the entire payout. So, I mean, in T plus 2 days, we are giving you the payout through the PINS account. If you did the transaction through the non-PINS account, so in that case, if we don't have a record of your, if we don't have a cost of acquisition, then in that case, that could be a delay. So second time we'll give you that. So how to activate first payment in hours? Uh, Jitesh, no need to. I mean, it's enabled for all NRI. The only difference is that uh, whether you are allowed to do the transaction of 50,000 through the EATM or 1 CR or 50 lakhs, depending upon the membership plan. For the normal client, the limit is a 50,000. For the Prime membership plan, other than the 1999, all client is eligible for 1 CR transaction, and this is on the match ID basis, trading ID basis. So if you have a 4 trading ID, you are allowed to do the sale transaction through the EATM of 1 CR from each account. While selling the shares, at the time of selling, you will have an option to select EATM. So if you're selecting EATM, the amount will get credited within 5 minutes. So how it will work? We have a cycle of every 5 minutes. If you are selling the shares at 11:29, then the amount will get credited in your bank account within a minute only. So every 5 minutes we have a cycle. If you did the sale transaction at 11:26, then amount will get credited in your bank account at 11:30. Hope that clears you. So if you guys have a more query, please drop your query in the chat box. It's whether it's related to the uh, I mean payout delay or anything, you can drop your query into the chat box. So if we don't have further query, then we can conclude the session, or we can wait for another 2 to 3 minutes to take the further query. We wait for another 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, or if anyone is looking for the clarity on any point, please drop your message in chat box. So thank you for attending the session. If you have a further query, you can drop your message at nri @ iccidirect.com. So once again, thank you. We can conclude the session. Thank you everyone for joining the session.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from ICICI Direct.